Hello again, this is Robert Schein, Managing Director and Partner of Blanke Schein Wealth Management. Today is Monday, September 28th of 2020. There's a lot of moving headlines today, moving markets, so we're going to pay attention to that and look at the focus of the week. So thanks for watching. So this is it. This is the week we've been waiting for. You know, we've had Election 2020 edition a few weeks back, well oversubscribed. We've got another one this week, Election 2020 Portfolio Positioning Conference Call, video conference call with Stephanie Lake, CNBC contributor, as well as HighTower Chief Investment Officer. So we're going to have her on Wednesday at noon. Please RSVP now because we have it's going to be well oversubscribed. So I don't want you to miss it. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful update. But in between now and then, a lot of headlines over the weekend, right? So the first thing is we've got the first political presidential debate for 2020. It's scheduled for tomorrow night. Again, here's the bottom line, take-home point. If you look at history and a lot of research that we've been reading this weekend, history is framing it up that for the incumbent, so in this case, President Trump, it doesn't look favorable after the debate, post-debate. And essentially, history has proven that for the challenger, in this case, so Vice President Biden, has the opportunity to go directly to the American people and state his case in this particular situation. And ultimately, that nets another couple weeks later after the post-debate is that the incumbent loses to the challenger. That's happened in '84 with Reagan, it happened in Bush in 1992, Bush in '04, as well as even President Obama in 2012, where he lost to Mitt Romney in the very first debate. The only time it hasn't is with Clinton in 1996. I watched that debate personally, and President Clinton just hit the ball out of the park. He was very empathetic to the crowd, and so he did very well in that first debate and ultimately won re-election. But in this case, his history isn't too favorable to the incumbent. So we're looking at, even before the debate starts, we're predicting, markets are expecting this, that's why I'm reporting, that it's not going to be a surprise when the undercard, if you will, in this case, actually wins the debate, even before the debate has started. So we'll see how it plays out. It'll be interesting to see. So another thing that we're reporting on so that you know that markets are ahead of sort of the headlines, if you will. That's why we started this YouTube channel. That's why we have over 1,000 plus subscribers on our Blanke Schein Wealth Management YouTube channel, as well as about 40 to 50 a day that view this daily update. And the reason why is because we're reporting news that markets are paying attention to as it relates to how we manage money here at Blanke Schein Wealth Management. Oftentimes, the headlines, while they're sensational at night, for your nightly news, and the news industry thinks it's important or newsworthy as it relates to moving markets, markets see through that. Case in point, there's another October surprise coming. We're not even in October yet, but this weekend the New York Times just tried to drop a bombshell on the Trump administration with regards to taxes, and that's sort of a turnabout because just a couple days earlier it was all about Hunter Biden and the news cycle. Well, keep in mind the news cycle is about 72 hours, right? So everything changes constantly. And one thing we do know for certain is that we have what really matters as it relates to our investments is how the economy's doing. Now, get this. We're going to go back to this as I'm predicting this happens right now. As I said, the third quarter, which we're in, GDP is going to be, I think, one of the best in history. Okay, so we're going to have this GDP number, I think, well over 30% for the third quarter of 2020. That number gets released the last week in October. I believe it's October 29th, which is a week right before the election. Well, what we're going to get from New York Times, at least that's what the market's reporting, our news outlets right now, markets are already preparing for the October surprise, meaning negative headlines towards Trump right before that news release of a huge economic GDP release. Why would that be? Why wouldn't it? We're in a political cycle. So the media is going to do their best to play their game. Markets are going to pay attention to that. Now, we're talking about this at least 30 days before it happens. And chances are we will get an October surprise. When we get that headline, will that move the market? Chances are probably most likely not in this case. But what will move the market is the 2 percentage points right now after the first debate. That usually goes to the challenger, and that 2 percentage points in such a tight election that we're in right now is a lot of these swing states. I mean, if you think about it, the swing states that we have, all across the United States, are that 2 percentage points is actually extremely meaningful. So we got to pay attention to that, how that plays out over the next couple of weeks. Now, finally, we're talking about the election. Once again, if you haven't received your copy or have asked for it, please reach out to any one of our team members. We're happy to send you a downloaded PDF copy of our election positioning 2020. Again, less than 35 plus days before we have the election itself. We're already making the internal changes to our portfolios here at Blanke Schein Wealth Management, positioning ourselves either which way, a red wave, a blue wave, some combination in the middle. Ultimately, the markets will and the economies will survive post-election. This year, we might not get a presidential sort of outcome on this election. Maybe after Thanksgiving. I don't know. I'm going to put that prediction right now. But keep in mind, this is the year that all the predictions were off, right? Predictions on the number of potential deaths in coronavirus, predictions on just about everything we could possibly think. So predictions are out the window. That's why polling could be out the window. We don't know. Let's talk to Stephanie Link later this week from HighTower and CNBC and get her positioning and thoughts on the election, because there's so much riding on it that it's going to give us a lot more to discuss, but it really matters to us here and our clients at Blanke Schein Wealth Management, so we're going to stay on top of it for you. And don't forget your downloaded copy of the portfolio positioning, free for you or any one of your friends or family. Thanks for watching today, and stay tuned later this week for more fun.